One of the problems with having a place 46 miles away from your home, you have to carry a lot of stuff back and forth. I've got 4 trash cans there with 42 tomatoes. There's 10 in 2 and there's 11 in 2. And then we've got some plants to plant in their ground. Needed a trimmer and our blower and our new stuff from Stark Brothers. It took a while to get those tomatoes in there. They were tall. Well, we picked up a little bit of wood chip mulch to redo our bed. I'm a sucker for these callows, like I don't have enough of them. And we bought those. They were gorgeous. And my bride is over there putting in columbine and foxglove digitalis. And the best way to do this, I put in these coleus, and we'll take those buckets and put the wood chips in them. We put 2 bags in the bucket, and then you can fill them in as you move away from it. Because if you put your flowers in all the way up here to this border, it would be tough to go in there. Because see, I've already stepped on that poor little coleus, and hopefully it'll make it. But now it's time for me to get in there and fill in what I planted with chips, while my bride finishes planting the columbine. You can say something.
Hi. Something?
All right. She has spoken. They said that they won't bite if you actually talk on the video.
I'm always cautious.
All right, we'll show you what it looks like in a little bit later. That's a little bit of landscape fabric that was underneath that we got too. And she bought some rosemary and chives and what's the other thing? Thyme. We're going to put these in these 2 barrels. Once we get this done, they'll go right here. And this is my potting soil from home. And I will fill that tub up about 2/3 of the way with our compost, because it will go down as it decomposes. And we'll put this potting soil in the top with a little bit of lime and a little bit of fertilizer, the osmocote. And she'll plant her herbs in there. Well, we got our compost there, and we filled that about 2/3. Might put a little bit more in that one. Then we're going to put my potting soil on top of it and put some fertilizer and lime and osmocote, and my bride can plant up her herbs. Then you put half your potting soil in that and then mix that up with the compost underneath. So you're going to have potting soil, compost, and then compost when you're done. We'll do the same thing with this one. And we still got that much of our homemade potting soil to fit in. Plus all that compost, since it's light and fluffy, will compact down, and wherever the level of this is, you might as well fill it up all the way to the tip top, because it's going to settle. Osmocote for 4 square feet, about a capful. And if you think about it, that's about 4 square feet. And we got 2 of them. We're going to stir it all around here in a minute. And I keep my lime in this container. Since you need 4 pounds for 100 square feet, and this is only 4, you don't really need a tremendous amount of lime. I would say that's a couple tablespoons. And that's about it. Now we got to stir it up. And now operating a piece of machinery is my bride. And she is trying to mix the compost in with that potting soil, so that all of this is below the potting soil we put on top of it. Because the potting soil that we put on top of it is pretty much going to surround these plants, since they've got a little depth to them. And it'll, the bottom of it will be where the fertilizer, osmocote, and the lime is. And that's all you have to do. Just Do it evenly all the way around. Turn the left over to the right, dig, left to the right, dig, left to the right, and walk around a circle or whatever you got to do, and it'll be evenly mixed. And we get, she's almost finished that barrel. It's slowly coming along. We still have a big area in here that we can plant stuff. We're thinking about putting mock orange in the biggest part of that hole. This potting soil is light and fluffy too, and it's all going to settle. And if you had just little 6-packs, you could fill it all the way up to the top, because the little 6-packs don't take up much space. But since you're going to be removing enough soil to put those pots in it, you can always backfill it to the top later. And we will fill this all the way to the top. And once it's settled, we'll put some more on it. But it will settle. Well, it's Sunday, May the 18th, and it's 6:40. And we started this at 2:30. So in 4 hours and 10 minutes, we got the columbine planted, the digitalis foxglove planted, pulled all the weeds out of these barrels and put pine bark mulch in it. We mulched all that bed. My bride's got a little bit of herbs going in 2 pots. We're going to probably plant something else in here. That's why we didn't put any pine bark mulch there. We bought 16 bags and it's 10 on this bed. So you can tell what how far it goes. This bed is probably at least 25 feet through the middle. We call it a trapezoid bed because it's got a 5th side over here. And we mulched all up under those bushes. We got a band of coleus where it gets shade. In the afternoon it gets a lot of sun over there, so we didn't put coleus over there. And that little pine is really setting off in this bed. We did not cover this. You can see right there a counter coming up. And we're just going to wait until they all get out of the ground. I don't want to have to put a bunch on it and it not impede it coming up.
Watch my rosemary plant, please.
My bride just says, watch my rosemary. My big old size 12 tried to step on it. And these beds have been, I got to get a cage for that dahlia. Those are several dahlias there. And we haven't trimmed these back because sometimes they flush out. And until you know they're dead, we don't cut them off. I weed whacked around here, so there's a little grass laying up in there. This spot is open. We mulched this a little bit. It's a little too deep. I need to spread that a little thinner, but we put a lot of compost on top of it, and that should break down. We might just pull some away from the stems. And we put the yellow color there, and this purple one here, and we put coleus in between these hostas and a few coleus on the end, and it's all got chips all over it. So it's getting a little late. My bride's sitting over there. She's had a full day of this. She's like me, wants to go inside and take a break, right?
Right.
So anyway, my bride's losing some of her camera shyness. Tell everybody goodbye. Everybody goodbye.
Goodbye, folks.
And that's what it looks like right now. The counters come up, it'll look pretty good, and we get a few more things in there. It'll set it off.